Oh, hello, true believers. Welcome back to another episode of Comic Conversations. And I will introduce my guest right after I play this intro video.
I'm a hero, I'm for hire, I'm a seller, I'm a buyer. Conversations with me in the lounge as we scream. You know me, my Morgan, subject boy, follow him. I'm the comic man. I'm the comic man.
I thank Louis for that. That's so awesome. I thank him every day, but that was pretty cool. The comic man. Well, anyway, without any further ado, this is a gentleman that I met in person at Heroes Con. I had some interaction with him on the YouTube community before that, but it was a pleasure meeting him at Heroes Con. And hopefully, if he gets back there next year, we can hang out again. I don't know. We'll see. But it is the one and only Geek Out with Roscoe. So welcome in, Roscoe.
Man, we had thank you so much
last year. This is last year, man. Yeah, and I got to thank Louis for that. That's just like it makes me feel like cooler than I really am. But
right. Louis the man, right? He's the best.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about Louis. He's a force of nature. Let's just put it that way. Louis is a force of nature. You ever been around him in person? He's like he's like a 220 plug in a 120 outlet. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it makes perfect sense to me. That's what my dad used to say about me. But
there you go.
I don't know. Anyway, I used to be a little hyperactive. Let's say hello to the chat. We have I think Comic Bet stopped by and said he was watching from work. I'll give you the Comic Bet salute back at you. And we got my friend Jay from Iowa. He says, I'm watching the yard. There's a deer outside. Nothing new. We're just going to be sitting here conversating with my man Roscoe. He's one of the coolest artists in the YouTube comic book community, in my opinion.
Thank you. Appreciate that, brother.
And I like that you come up with like stuff outside the box. You know, like you don't just say, I'm going to get a Batman cover and draw Batman on it. That's so unoriginal anyway. Why do you do that?
Nope. That's why I draw Condiment Man or selling hot dogs.
Hey, Kenneth. I got an idea. I got an idea for a blank. You know, the new I said I'm going to run it by. I got two ideas for blank covers that I'm trying to get my mom to do, but maybe it might be something that inspired you. I don't know. I thought, you know how they got the new that came out tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. The G.I. Joe Cold Slither. It's about the Dreadnoks. They had a band that brainwashed kids into joining Cobra. So, like, this is a cartoon episode back in the day. So they're doing a one shot about it, and there's going to be a blank. I thought it would be cool to draw Ozzy Osbourne from the album cover "Bark at the Moon" on it.
Dude, that would be wicked, man.
And I had another one. I have a superpowers blank, and I need somebody to draw a scene of all the super pets playing poker, like the painting dogs playing poker.
I like that. I like that one. That's good. That one would be really funny.
All right, Jay, send us some deer footage. I'll check out your channel. He likes to do a lot of nature stuff. Kenneth Bird is here always. Hey, Kenneth. It's always good to see you. Kenneth's always around the streams, you know. He's always around. I appreciate that. He's been with me since day one, really, in the chat. So he's my friend. I don't really, some people are like, oh, these are my viewers. No, they're really your friends. They're just your friends are the only ones that care enough to watch it. You know what I mean? So let's just be honest.
That's true.
It's not like it's not like the Joe Rogan experience or something here. We're not. I wish I had that kind of money though. If I had the Joe Rogan experience, not money, I would have like Action Comics 1 behind me and all kinds of crazy books. But
and I'd be in an underground bunker so no one can come get me.
Well, that too, or I'd be or they'd be up on. I mean, I'm telling you, like every day when you watch the news, I feel like being like, is the day I need to build a cabin in the middle of the woods? Move. I wonder sometimes.
I hear you.
It's true. I mean, you got to make sure you get some good farmland.
We got Canadian survivalists in the house, and what we got here?
This is for my guy there, Canadian survivalist.
Oh,
he's a big
cool.
Super Grover. So what I'm doing is an homage, the Jim Lee homage, where he did Superman and Batman. So I got the pencils down, but that's for my guy, cool. Canadian survivalist.
That's pretty cool. So how are you doing tonight? You're okay?
I'm all right, brother.
This is effing fantastic. So there you go.
Oh, it ain't done yet.
Me.
It's funny. I just I also have one. I thought I had it right here, but I don't know where it's at. Oh, yes, I do. My bad. But okay, so this one's really funny. It's an X-Men cover, and I was like, because I like to do crossovers, so I'm like, man, I love Cookie Monster. Like Cookie Monster was one of my guys. Like
same here,
right? So I was like, who could I cross over with Cookie Monster? Come on, man, you got to do Beast, right?
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, he's like upside down, dipping the
cookie.
Yeah. Cookie. Me want cookie. So yeah, that's a first look right there. So there you go. But
did you ever see was it Family Guy where they like, man, we had to get Cookie Monster into rehab, and he's in the bathroom stall putting cookie dough in a spoon and heating it up?
Yep. Oh my gosh, yo. It's
pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome art, man.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I love it. So well, let's get started. I have sometimes I have a question to start things off, but then we just let it go wherever it goes. Oh, we got Robert Pops is here. Hey, Pops.
Yo, Robert, good seeing you, bro.
Good to see you, man. Robert's always around spreading cheer to everybody, he's on my Facebook too. He's always got some positive messages to go out there.
That's it. It's all I'm about, yo. Positivity, man. That's
it.
In
a world of negativity, I think you need to be positive.
That's right.
You got the comics curing cancer. You got the Yankees play tonight.
Woo! I know. Yep. I got the Yankees tonight, and then I also got to rep my comics curing cancer next month. Everyone.
It's getting close. People, it's like really just 3 weeks away. So if you were going to donate something, by the way, guys, to Comics Curing Cancer, you better do it this week, right now, or it won't get there in time. If you can't donate anything, maybe spend a little money. It's October 24th through the 26th, and it's going to be like an all weekend long thing. So I'm trying to save a little money up so I can purchase something. If you can't buy anything, just spread the love, as Christina says, and tell everybody about it, because it's an important cause. I don't think there's anybody in this world who doesn't know somebody that's been affected by cancer or lost someone. My stepdad, I lost him, and I've had an aunt and two uncles die from cancer. So, and a friend. So it's, and there's been people in the community that I didn't really know that well, but a guy, his name is Kyle from Renovision. He fell off a ladder. They thought he'd hurt his back, but when they x-rayed him, he had stage 4 cancer. And then of course you remember, I didn't know her, but I used to love her videos. Was it Comics Will Break Your Heart?
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer. She seemed like a sweet lady. So
she was awesome. I did a few live shows with her too. So and she was so knowledgeable too. She read her books. You could tell she read her books, but
she actually read them, and she actually loved comics. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
more than anything else. Maybe
I've been in the chat with her in the stream, but I've never been on a stream with her, so I can't. Unfortunately, I never got the pleasure, but I wish I had, to be honest with you, because she seemed like
she was awesome.
Very great person.
Yeah, she
and of course another YouTuber I really looked up to that inspired me to get back into retro gaming and collecting retro toys. I don't know if you ever heard of the Game Chasers from Texas. And
no.
Jay but he got a brain tumor and he was dead in a month. So everybody go out there and try to get early screenings too. And remember this: the comics curing cancer. 100% of it goes to cancer research, the Cancer Society. So I know we talked about it a lot, but you can't talk about it enough. We'll talk about it again later if we have to. I don't care. And if people get tired of it, then go somewhere else and watch something else, because it's an important thing. And last year they raised almost $60,000, and hopefully they can raise $70,000, $80,000. Who knows? Maybe eventually $100,000. That would be cool.
We'll get there.
There's some great stuff. I know for a fact, somebody told me a rumor that Dr. Von Hoot is donating a 1.0 copy of House of Secrets 92.
I did hear that. I
probably still can't afford that, but depending on what the price is, I will bid on it. I don't know. If it starts out low, at least I'll do a low bid on it. I don't know, because I've always wanted that comic, So what started your love of comic books? At what age did you like comic books with sequential art or any kind of art or comics and period, anything like that?
Well, basically, the 90s, okay. So it's funny when you say comics, because when I was younger, I liked comic strips, and I was a big Garfield guy. I'm still a big Garfield guy, and so I was always drawn to Jim Davis, doing Garfield.
Yeah.
But that eventually, going to the library, support your local libraries. And if you don't have enough money to buy a certain book or an omnibus or something, you can go to your local library and see if they have it. Shout out to libraries. But anyway, going to the library, and then, once you start reading and you start doing other books, and then, then what happened was my dad took me to like this little, like a little corner shop, it was like, little like a little mall, with shopping mall little thing, right? And he was going to get his beer or whatever, and on a spinner rack I saw Spider-Man, and so that's it. That was game over. As much as like I've seen Spider-Man and Batman and stuff, but comic books, that's like Spider-Man was like, I saw that, and then I started, the artwork was just incredible. But I was really into cartoons. I still am, but comic books, like I said, were, like I said, I was more drawn to the cartoons and that kind of stuff. So basically, that was basically it, though. Like, but comic books, Spider-Man is what kind of drew me in, and but there was a lot of, as movie adaptation, cartoon adaptation, TV shows and stuff that, movies, all these things they make them into like Marvel. Marvel was doing a lot of these. Some were DC as well, but most of them were over at Marvel doing like Police Academy and, like all these other, so it was really cool, like to see those as well, but yeah, basically it was kind of like Spider-Man. And, it's funny because it was, I got out of collecting for a long time, like for a long, long time. And then like back in 2000, I want to say 17, 18, I went to Universal, and then I saw they have like a little comic, like wall where like, there's some books on there at the Terminator ride. And so I saw the book, and it was Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I love that.
And yeah, it was James Tynion IV, and it and it was Freddie Williams on the art. And what happened was I went, wow, I can't believe these two are together. So this is awesome. What else am I missing in comic books? And then I just went head on, and started learning about grading, and what like even like there was like YouTubers that are doing this kind of stuff. What? So it was funny because like Marvel, kind of like Spider-Man, basically was like when I first, and then coming back, it was DC with Batman but with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I always thought that was pretty funny that it was like DC kind of got me really back into it. I have a if you want to I can show a because I just did a DC show the other night, and I have a lot of DC books right next to me. But here we go. Here is a Neil Adams cover to that series. Batman, Turtles. Like I said, Neil Adams on the art. Wish he was still here so I can get his autograph. But
Oh yeah. Let me
yeah,
highlight
so,
you there.
Yeah, so I love this cover though. I thought this cover was so badass.
We got Robert Pop says, when I started collecting comics, it was in the 70s, and I thought I bought them at the 7-Eleven. Yeah, I bought some at the local 7-Eleven too. Back when I first started out, that was like in the late 80s. Back in the late 80s, especially when you live in a small town or a small place like I did, or I still do. I live in the same town, but there's no comic shop, and I mixed everything up. What's happening here? All right, I'm confused. Okay, all right, I can't get anything right. Sorry, I was getting a text. Hold on a minute. I got to text somebody back.
You're all right. I'm just going to point out there is 3 volumes of that Batman Turtles run. If anyone's interested, they are awesome. And to be honest with you, there's a movie. There's an animated DC movie with the Turtles and Batman that go off of that book. And if you want to see something dope in volume 2, dude, Donnie gets the Bane serum and is baned out. So that's just a small part of it, and it's badass. So if anyone's, it's a fun read. They're fun. They're so freaking fun, So if anyone's interested, they're really cool. So anyway, go ahead, Matt.
Oh no, that's fine. Somebody was texting me over here. I had the phone turned down, but anyway, what was I going to say now? I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
You're fine. You're all right.
I got some stuff going on behind the scenes with somebody. It's all right. Anyway, yeah, I remember like going up to like you see the old spinner rack because I was born in like '76, so I grew up in the '80s, and yeah, it's either 7-Eleven or like actually the drugstores, have them, and like the grocery store would sometimes have comics. Like when we'd go through the checkout line. Hold on a minute.
You're all right. I do miss spinner rack, but it was funny because like in the 90s is like when because I was born in 85, so in the 90s they kind of were more dwindled by then. I feel like there weren't as many spinner racks, but there were some, and I did, but it's funny. I wish I did have one. I wish I had a freaking spinner rack. I know people that have just bought some and like refurbished them, and now they use them in their house, and I'm like, that is so cool. But like I know someone has it, and they have like all the facsimiles of all like the giant size X-Men, first Wonder Woman, All-Star, all these different like House of Mystery, all these different like cool facsimiles, and they put them all in there, and that's just pretty neat to see going like Hulk 181 or Detective 27, all the bangers, Superman. So yeah, I wish I had a spinner rack. That would be pretty dope.
I know, but now they're so damn expensive. Like you look them up. Although I did find one on Amazon.
Yeah,
that was like it was a newer one that somebody had made, or I think it was supposed to be for like magazines or like at a gift shop or something. But like it was like $100 or something. So you can find them. But like if you want one of the OG ones, they're like people try to get like $400 for them and stuff. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. A couple of people I know, they bought them, and they like refurbished them because they were like, older, but they were kind of like, kind of rusted or whatever. What up, Shop?
Shop Comics here. Everybody checking in. Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe you could find. I thought I was going to find one like where the old hospital gift shop near me, the local hospital.
Oh yeah.
They shut the shop down, all the stuff out of it, but they never got back with me. I think they sold it for scrap or something. So
I bet you a ton of those were sold for scrap, a ton. I bet.
I don't doubt it. I would put it right. It would be good in this room where I got everything. I'm getting everything set up, and I don't know. I got this new room and everything's going good with that. But yeah, it would be nice to have one day. Maybe I could find one I don't know. Maybe one day, you never know. You might find one in a junkyard or something. I don't know. But anyway, so what did you start drawing at a young age? Like, were you just doodling in notebooks and stuff in school? And I used to do that. And then I wasn't that great at drawing, but I always liked to draw like fighter jets, or something crazy, or Transformers. We used to make. I used to make like I can't remember how I did it. I used to take these like I'd fold them up, the paper up, and then I would draw to make it look like a transformer, almost like a origami, and then I would draw like Optimus Prime's face on it.
Dude, that's dope.
I would rip it and stuff. It wasn't really origami, but I'd fold it up and make it look like a robot. And then I'd rather do that stuff. I don't know if you were like me in high school, but I would rather do. I was more doing stuff like that instead of like actually doing math homework and stuff.
I see. I like if I finished something, before like it had to be handed in, then I would doodle or like, what's up? You doodle, right? And then I'd get points off. It would definitely, and then I was like, am I just not good at art? No, but they were like, this is school only, and it's like, but anyway, whatever, but but to be honest, ever since I could pick up a crayon, I've been drawing. So, I mean, like, the only thing is what really sucks is like when I took that hiatus, like when I wasn't in comic books anymore or anything, I kind of didn't draw as much until I was in, and then I was like, kind of later in college when I went and I was going for graphic design. And then it kind of got me because what I had to do is I had to take all these art classes, like, art and design 101 and like, all these different, like, color and design and, like art 101. I mean, it was like crazy. And so it kind of got me back into doing it. And then I stopped again because like, like college life got a little too rough and, you get a little too wild. And so then I stopped and then I was just working and not doing. So what happened was, if no one knows, I suffer from, multiple, from psoriatic arthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. So what happened is my hands are crippled. This hand is every finger's going every which way, and this one doesn't close. So, it was like around time where that kind of happened. But I could still hold a pen. I can still hold a pencil, and I started getting into the whole comic book scene and YouTube and stuff. And so I started drawing because someone's like, hey, do you draw? And I was like, yeah, well, I doodle and stuff. And they're like, well, have you ever tried drawing, sort of the comic book community? So the first thing I drew, now this is funny, which you wanted me to draw. I don't know why, but the first thing I drew was Man-Thing. I drew Man-Thing on an 11x17, and it was a giant, just like head bust, and so I literally was like, this is cool. So why am I not doing this? So I started doing it, but like I said, my with my hands and stuff, I can only go so fast or so long until like my hand goes, hey, it taps out, So it's very, very fulfilling though when I'm done drawing. But like I said, I wish that I was drawing when I had my hands at full potential. Like if like that would have been like legit. And it's funny because then you think and you're like, a lot of little things in life, like, because this is what I'm starting to realize as I get older, and like everything keeps happening more and more to me with like my disease and stuff, is that we take for granted so many just things, little things, like like where like before I could like there's certain things I can't like do with my hands, where it's like and it like it pisses me off because it's like I can do it, but my hand won't let me. So it's like now I'm coming for like like you get frustrated but you can't. It's like there's no, you just got to figure ways around it, and you just got to live your life and keep on keeping on.
You got to roll with the punches. Like I have muscular, as you know, I have muscular dystrophy, and if I go anywhere like where I got to be out in public a lot, I have to have an electric wheelchair. I can still walk a little bit, but it's like it's so true though. Like when I got like there's different kinds. I have the what they call Becker muscular dystrophy. There's two different kinds. The Shane's muscular dystrophy is where you're in a wheelchair by the time you're 16 or 17. But the kind I got was just slower at degenerating your muscles. And then I remember I guess like 6 years ago, the first time I fell and couldn't get up on my own power and had to call the EMTs to come pick me up off the ground. And I'm a big guy, so it took like 6 of them. And that's really embarrassing, But then like there's limitations because I used to go to like a Ozfest and be able to get out more. And like nowadays, like everybody's like, I'm going to Baltimore Con. I'm going to Heroes Con. And I have to pick one I can go to. I can't, because it would be like a whole thing. That's why they're like, oh, you shouldn't watch movies illegally. Well, when it's like a whole, when you have to like prepare like your Eisenhower invading Normandy to go anywhere, right. It's it changes things where you're like, well, I'll pick my spots where I can go somewhere.
You pick your battles, man.
And then like also the thing is like you take for granted like being able to help your parents. Or like, like at my age, at my mom's age, she's about 78. She'll be 79 in January. And it would be nice if I could cut the grass for her. But we have to pay somebody to cut the grass. So, but, it is, well, you got to like go and there's other stuff you can do to be productive in society, even if you can't do that, right? So,
absolutely.
And I was going to tell you, my mom is also an artist, as you know, and she is a painter. And she has arthritis like that too. And like, she's not as bad as yours. I think it's like rheumatoid. I think is what they call hers.
That's part of what I have. Yeah.
Okay. But like, I think she got it later on. But she's always had like her knots on her fingers, and stuff like that. But she's like, she didn't let her get it down. Sometimes it stops her. But she's like you, man. It's kind of inspiration though. You didn't let that stop you from holding a pen. I'm sure you probably struggle sometimes with your hands hurting sometimes doing it, but it's something you love.
Some days, to be honest, it's, it's even a struggle just to get out of bed. And, those days are really rough. Like, and that's the thing, like, like I stay positive because like I said, I'm crippled in multiple places throughout my body. They're now telling me I need a hip replacement because of my hip is shot. So, so now, but the thing is like, but that's the thing, if you're negative or, yes, she does. You're absolutely right. Yes, she does. She is a baller. I love it. I love painting her paintings. It's phenomenal. But it's, some days you just like, but like when I finish something, that self of accomplishment that I finished that artwork. And if it took me multiple hours, which, it definitely does. Like I used to do when I used to do Between the Lines and I would draw, I would have to know the theme like a week or like a week and a half in advance because, and then I'd be drawing and I'm drawing until like 3 o'clock in the morning because I want to have, something done for the show. And I work on it while I'm on the show, but I mean, that's like where I'm trying to do the finishing touches. But artwork takes me a long time. And, but like I said, the self-accomplishment of actually like seeing go, wow, that's not bad, or when I go to cons and I show other people, or when people want to buy my artwork, I'm like, this is bonkers, like, I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, so that's another thing that keeps me going. That's something that, I want to bring, as much joy as I can, and, with my artwork. And if I make people laugh, or I make people like smirk or smile with it, that's great. I love it. But I also, I love when people tell me that I inspired them to draw, or I inspired them to do something else. That's incredible. I love that. I love hearing that. And, and if I can inspire anyone to do, something that they don't want to, or it's outside the box,
yeah,
I'm glad, because, you can't stay in your box too long. You know what I mean? You get too stiff. You get, you got to branch out a little bit, so, but like I said, I truly appreciate this community, and, all the love and appreciation that I get from everyone. It's phenomenal, and I just, but like I said, that's why I keep going. That's what, sometimes I have bad flare-ups, but thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. And so, but, it's, but you just got to keep on keeping on, man, and that's it. Like I said, it's just a lot of this.
It's also like, yeah, it's also like, sometimes it's better. It's time. It's good to go outside your comfort zone and try something new. That's why I started like doing the YouTube thing, and like I met all these great people. Like you talk about the positivity thing though, like that's why, if I say something like something, I say, well, I don't really like that, but if somebody else likes it, hey, that's cool, because there's so much stuff in comics and movies and games and art that there's so much stuff that to like that if everybody liked everything, it'd be kind of stupid. Like I don't want everybody to like the same thing. Like, I'm kind of weird though. Like, everybody's like, man, why do you always watch all these bad movies? Because they're fun. It's kind of fun to watch bad. I don't know what it is about it. And like I can find something good and everything. Like people always. That's the one thing that bothers me about YouTube. And I'll ask you what you think about that. It's like just the constant negativity about everything is this or that, or it's too, all the words everybody use, like, oh, that's too woke, or that's not woke enough, or that's bad and that's good, and the MCU's terrible, blah blah blah. Star Wars, the new Star Wars, Disney sucks, and I can't live my life like that. I'm sorry. I can find something positive, at least, and my positivity comes to this. Hey, even the worst comic book movie that comes out today is more than we had in the 90s and 80s.
Bringo.
Few and far between. Yeah, you had the occasional Batman or Superman movie, but it wasn't until like Blade and the X-Men came out that they started making all these comic book movies a lot, Yeah. And the ones we had were like, we had Lou Ferrigno in green paint. So
I love that though.
I love it, but I love it. But it's what we had at the time, and we were happy with it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, take you out of it because the good thing was Lou Ferrigno is freaking huge. So he kind of looked like the Hulk anyway with the green paint on. So it was amazing. But yeah, life's too short to always be negative. That's why I don't watch the news anymore.
Right.
I mean, right. I don't know. That drives me crazy. And I believe it just seems like there's a lot of, as my grandpa would say, I'm from Kentucky. So, he would say like, there's a lot of people all they got are just pure meanness. He'd say meanness. So, it's my old grandpa though. He was like one of them guys too. That's where I get my positivity from though. My grandpa, he woke up every morning like it was the greatest freaking day he ever fucking lived in his life, always smiling. And that's the way you got to be. Now, I have bad days, and I do complain about stuff like, oh, God, that new Amazing Spider-Man issue was not my cup of tea. But if you said, oh, the latest Amazing Spider-Man issue was so awesome and inspiring, I'd be like, that's cool. You found something positive about it.
Hey,
that's
right.
the way it's going to be.
I also compare it to like, absolutely. I also compare it to like food. Like, I mean, not everyone likes the same food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, come on. And there's there's so many comic books. Well, there's so many different foods. You know what I mean? So and what are you going to hate me because I don't like Brussels sprouts or, I don't eat salmon? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because I don't like,
some people have a more, like, I don't know, they have a more adventurous palate, and some people just like buttered noodles and macaroni and cheese, and that's okay. And that's like me. I like that too. I'll eat the mac and cheese till the day I die. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, maybe not as much. I'm trying to cut down. The doctor said I need to, get a little better shape, but I'm going to try. So
it's so tough. Bread, carbs, and sugar. I'm like, they're the real drugs. No,
I'm telling you, they kind of are. I mean, I've had. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I've had to struggle with some certain things in the past that weren't food, but there's always food. Like, that's the other bad thing about that. Once you quit doing like crazy stuff, you still want to eat like crazy stuff. So I don't know, but I don't know, man. What are some of your favorite characters to draw?
Ooh. Okay, so I love doing like Venomized characters, which I haven't done one in quite a while, but I've done a bunch. Like I've done like some Nickelodeon characters Venomized. I did like Donald Duck Venomized, but I like Venomizing things. That's pretty fun. Well, Bob's Burgers. I'm a huge Bob's Burgers nut. So
I love that show.
I've been drawing a lot of Bob's Burgers crossovers.
I love the guy that voices Bob too. That guy's hilarious.
Oh yeah, H. Benjamin. Oh, now I'm blanking.
I see him sometimes on like some podcasts. Sometimes, talking about.
I can't believe it.
He'll talk about all kinds of stuff, but I love that show.
His voice is amazing. I mean, his voice is. Did you watch Archer?
Yes.
I know, right? I mean,
it's so good.
Oh, and what about this? Here's a real deep cut. Hot Wet American Summer.
Oh yeah, with Ken Marino's in it too, who I think's hilarious.
I love Ken Marino, yo.
Have you ever heard his? Have you seen his band? It's called Middle Aged Dad Band. They're so awesome.
I know, and it's a bunch of comedians.
Yeah, it's a bunch of comedians just hanging out. They even had Kristen. What's her name?
Bell.
Kristen Bell. She sung Fiona Apple "Criminal" with them.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And,
yeah, I followed
all kinds of people. Like they had what's his name from Thomas Lennon from Reno 911, and he sung the Pina Colada song with them. And he said, "This is about the second time I met my first wife." And right before they start singing the song, he goes, "Right before she went missing," and they all look at her like, "What?"
I love him.
Yeah, I'm just goofing in my new boots.
Yo, I love Reno 911. I have them all. Well, yep, that's right. I have all the Renos on DVD. That's what I'm.
Yeah, there you go, Pops. That's right.
Absolutely. But I love Reno. But I met Thomas Lennon
cool.
in Michigan this year at Motor City Comic Con. But him and Cedric Yarborough, Jonesy, were dressed, and they were walking the con floor very early early of that day, early in the day. And I actually saw him, and I ran up to him, and I was like, "Protect this!" I even took a video. I was like, "Protect the streets!" And he turns around and fist bumps me, and I lost.
Yeah, God, that's so awesome.
Yeah,
but I thought it was great that you mentioned Wet Hot American Summer, because that movie's just so. It's just it's kind of like a love letter to all those movies like Meatballs, and all the old '80s comedies like Porky's and stuff, and it's just out there. The cast is, and you got Paul Rudd in it. It was pretty good in it, and I don't know, man. I love stuff like that, though. So it seems like you got kind of the same taste in comedy, kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I go for. It's not like you're always like, "Oh, I watch Kill Tony" or something. So I don't really like that kind of stuff because they're kind of, to me, in my opinion, mean spirited to people. I mean, they can be kind of funny, but like I like the kind of irreverent comedy. Like I don't know if you remember, you grew up in the '90s, so do you remember on MTV when Thomas Lennon and Kim Marino and them guys? They had a sketch comedy crew called The State.
A little bit, but like I've seen clips. But.
Yeah, it's I had a VHS of it but I don't know whatever happened to it. But if I ever find another copy of DVD, I'll send it to you. I had a DVD copy of the too. So
there was a group when I was growing up. There was another group, the Whitest Kids You Know.
Oh my God, I love them. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. See, I like them, and then in a
Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall, bro. Yep.
Do you remember? I remember there's one episode, there's one skit they did where the guy walks in the record store. He goes, "I'm looking for the new," and he names some contemporary artist of the '90s. He's like, "You really want to listen to that shit, bro?" He goes, "Well, what about this one? I thought about getting some old music. What about the Doors?" He goes, "Oh, you want to know about the Doors, huh? You remember that skit I'm talking about?" He goes, "Let me tell you about the Doors." He goes, "You can't just get the greatest hits. You got to start with this." He's like, goes into this whole thing about Jim Morrison being the Lizard King. I just thought it was hilarious.
That's awesome. That's another wild movie, the Doors movie.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Oh my God. And Val Kilmer, he became Jim Morrison, man. It's like I was watching Jim Morrison, you know. It was like when I watched what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's a great he's a newer actor of the new generation. He was in Dune, but he played Elvis. I don't know, but he played Tex Watson of the Manson family in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What is his name? And he was Elvis. Damn, what's it? Austin Butler.
Oh, okay.
And he actually didn't look like Elvis, but like it just shows you how the attitude of getting into a character, you know. You shouldn't talk about movies now. We're going to talk about movies and TV the rest of the time because that's all I like. That and comics, you know. But I've been here lately. I've been like, I've been trying to get into more movies again. But anyway, it's more like the attitude. You can become any character if you don't have to have the I don't know, but the prosthetics I guess can help. But like, I don't know. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about, I guess. But
I still haven't seen it yet. The Elvis movie. I still haven't checked that out. I saw like Homeboy as Freddie Mercury though in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my God, that was. And I want to see this movie with the guy from The Bear is Bruce Springsteen. It looks amazing because I watched a clip of him. Yeah, and and there's a clip out there of him as up there with the stage, and they got all the guys and the guy playing drums like Max Weinberg, and then they got him, and he's actually singing. He's playing Born to Run. And I'll send you a clip of it, Ross. I can't wait to watch it. I think it's premiered because I grew up on Bruce Springsteen. My dad was always a big fan of.
I'm originally from New Jersey,
so there you go. He's Asbury Park. Yeah, straight from Asbury Park. He's probably. I guess we could say Bruce Springsteen is definitely the pride of New Jersey.
One of them. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm the other.
One of them. Yeah.
I'm the other.
There you go. That's right. We got the other one right here. Bruce Springsteen is an amateur compared to Roscoe. Just remember
that's
that.
Right. What you got? Right? Bossing. You know what's funny, bro? Oh, I don't have. I'm looking like I have it next to me. I have that comic book.
Oh, really?
There's a Bruce Springsteen comic book, bro. And I think it's called I'm the Boss. When I find it, I'll take a picture. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Speaking of another New Jersey musician, I do have a Bon Jovi comic book. Remember those cheap rock and roll comic books? Well, when I was a kid, I was a big John Bon Jovi fan. And actually, my mom took me to see him. And I was 13 years old. She took me for my 13th birthday. My mom, who hates that kind of stuff, she actually, this is a test of my mom. She took me to see Bon Jovi with special guest Skid Row.
Oh, no.
And I'll never forget that, though. They had like this big walkway platform, like a scaffold that came down over the arena. And we were kind of far back from the stage, but then Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora would walk around that, and I was like within spitting distance of Bon Jovi. I thought it was so awesome. I didn't spit on him now. I didn't spit on him because I like him. And there, well, actually, there's a comic book tie into that because if you don't remember, guys, John Bon Jovi is a huge Superman fan. He's got a Superman tattoo on his arm. So he was rocking that even when Batman was more popular back in the late 80s. He still had that Superman tattoo. He was still flying the flag.
Oh, sorry, bro. I was just saying a lot of musicians are nerds. Like a lot of them love superheroes and stuff.
Even I've even read about Kurt Cobain and a lot of those guys like Eddie Vedder. They spend time on the road reading comics. You know, there's pictures of even James Brown. There was a picture I posted in my group chat one time and on my Instagram page. There was a picture of James Brown backstage reading a issue of Werewolf by Night.
That's dope. That's
and
awesome.
And a lot of these musicians are comic collectors. Like, I don't know if people know this, but the rapper Eminem, he's a huge collector of comic books.
Method Man.
Yeah, Method Man. And the guitar player from System of a Down actually has his own comic book company where they sell comics and their own YouTube. I mean, whatnot. They're called, I believe they're called Torpedo Comics.
Yep, I follow them.
Yep, and they got some pretty cool stuff. And we got my friend Adamantium Blade Comics Collectibles.
What
He's got. I always say he has the second longest name from YouTube besides me. Yeah, that would be a great movie, Ozzy Osbourne. And I watched a movie about Motley Crue a few years ago called The Dirt. It was pretty cool. But Ozzy would be great. There's a documentary coming out soon. They delayed it because, unfortunately, the great Oz passed away. Oh, yeah, we got Jeff tells us another. He sent a $5 super chat and says, Kirk Hammett is a classic horror fan collector, too. And since he did a super chat, I'm gonna give him we'll give him a super chat video. I think we'll play a little Ash from Army of Darkness.
Groovy.
Love it.
Group.
You haven't?
Yeah, Kirk Hammett. He's always in it. He was always into that, like the Universal Monsters. And I actually saw an old picture of him reading Radioactive Adolescence Ninja something. You know what I'm talking about? Hamsters or something.
It's the hamsters. They also do. There's a kangaroo too. But I am a big fan of Universal Monsters as well. But I'm also a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. So here is.
Oh, that's awesome.
Got that.
You know what? I think if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you had to like the Turtles, right?
Oh, I love the Turtles. I'm a big Turtles nut. I'm also reading. Are you reading it? Well, I don't know if you are, but if anyone's reading the new Jason Aaron run of the Ninja Turtles,
I heard it was good. I'm going to have to go back and get the trade.
I love it. Love it. Yeah, I'm going to get the trades as well. But yeah, I love the Turtles. But yeah, Universal Monsters is another big thing for me, and phenomenal.
Jeff wanted to know if that was is that your art, Roscoe, in that picture?
Oh God, no! I wish. No, that was not me. No, that was a print I bought at a con. That I was just like, that's so amazing. Dope. Yeah, so
that's amazing. I like when they do stuff like that. I got this thing from if I had it here, I'd show you. I'll send you a picture later, or you might have seen it when I got it. I don't know. You remember Arthur Adams was at Heroes Con, and I had him sign a couple of copies of I had issue 1 and the anniversary cover, the border cover for Classic X-Men that he did, and I had him sign those two, and then I had him sign a Spider-Gwen cover that he did, like a variant, but he had these stickers, and he had this cool sticker. It was a drawing of his, and it was the Bride of Frankenstein. I don't know if you remember me showing you that, but there's like a big vinyl sticker. I still have it. I got it put in the back of the board of the comic, and I never took it out, but I've been meaning to get it out. Like I probably put it on the wall or something, just stick it on the wall because it's so awesome. But yeah, I'll send you a picture of it. I don't know, man. I'm having fun. We got any questions from the chat? Let me know. If you want to ask a question about Roscoe's art or anything else, what his favorite color is, what my favorite pony toy is his favorite. I mean, what else?
I am a brony. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But I did get one of these things. A Labubu.
Oh, was that the Labubu? I remember those. Yeah, they were quite popular. I guess they're still kind of popular. It's kind of like the.
I thought it was neat. I got it. It was on the. Okay, so it's funny story. I was just in New Jersey, and my grandmother likes playing some of the games. Like the little games. But it was funny because I guess she hasn't been up there in a while, and she's like, "What, $3? I remember when I just had to put a quarter down, right?" So, but she ended up winning, and then I was like, "Ooh, I want a Labubu." So I got a Labubu. I don't know. Who knows if it's real or fake, but it seemed pretty real to me. But
I always like those. It wasn't Labubu, but there was like these. They used to make these stuffed animals that looked hideous on purpose. I can't remember their name. But they're like little monsters looking like they'd have like a little bunny rabbit with fangs or something. And I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, the Universal Monsters. Oh, do you like the Mark Spears books then? With the monsters?
Oh, yeah. I just can't keep up with all of them. there's so many covers.
I can't get all the variants. No, I can't do all that. I'll buy like the cover I want, and if I can afford it, I'll get another. But they're like, some of them are just too expensive. The first couple issues are hard to get because people kind of slept on it at first. But we had a question from Missing Mars was asking if you got any art for sale.
I always have stuff for sale. If you want to, hit me up on Instagram, Geek Out with Roscoe, and I'll show you. I have a few things. Yeah, stuff from old shows and stuff that just are, I just keep around in case, usually if I, donate a piece of artwork or something, I just, like here, for instance, I'll show you this real quick. This book here is, listen, I haven't sold it, and I'm not sure if I will. But
do you have an email address? Because I don't think he uses Instagram.
Oh yeah. Yes, it is. Let me put it in the chat. Well, let me just show you this real quick. This is a beef squash from Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah.
So this is, I haven't put this up for sale because I don't know. I don't know if you can see, but do you see like how long it took me? Like everything was like scratched with pen.
Yeah.
So like it's just a bunch of like a ton of marks making this thing up.
Oh yeah.
So it took me forever.
Take a while to get that done. Yeah.
Oh, so now I'm like, because this is to be honest, this is an homage to the Professor Hulk cover.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to kind of but that was what I did for this one. But but yeah, so but yeah, my email it's my name really, but here I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, so I mean, like I have some stuff. I mean, there's I have like certain things that for sale still. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'll put the email in the chat right now.
All right,
I'll get emails for everyone.
Guys. If you got any more questions, guys, before we wind it down, because I want to let the show go an hour so I can make clips of it. Because the AI thing will do the clips, and I don't like to keep people all night because I know people are busy. There's a lot of stuff going on YouTube tonight, so.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad. Like I said, I was glad to be able to be on. I think we talked a little bit more about TV and movies, but but to be honest with you, Matt, I have so many like TV movie adaptation comics, and I know I bet you do too, because
I collect a lot of them. Yeah,
we just shared one backstage before we came on, and
oh yeah.
So I was thinking, that's there it is, and so I was like, man, I always thought about doing like a show like that or something. First comic
with Nola.
There's another one I got. Yep.
I want to get another one because this is my copy when I was growing up, and
oh, gotcha.
But still, it's still a cool cover, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
it's better to have it and not have it at all, right?
Bringo.
What was your first comic ever? That's what Missy Mars wanted to know.
Oh my goodness, my first comic.
Hey Manny, how you doing, Manny?
Oh, my first comic ever is Hey Manny, what's up? Let me hold on. Let me see if I have it over here.
Yeah, see, I'm like that though. Like if I see like a $6 million man comic, or at a shop, or like like anything, it's like a Star Wars, like the old Star Wars comics, the like how they do like when a movie come out, they'd be like the Conan the Barbarian movie adaptation or the
Right.
Supergirl adaptation. I always grab it.
Oh yeah, I hear you. I guess it's not in here. I thought it was in here. But I did find this one here. I'll show this real quick. But my first comic book is Captain America. I still have it. It's Captain America, and it's a PSA book. It's a public service announcement book, and it's against so he fights the asthma monster, is what it is, and that was literally my first book because I was at the doctor's office and I was very young, and so shout out to my mom, she's so awesome. She was so I was like, oh man, like I was saying, I wish I could keep this, and she goes, yeah, we can keep that, it's okay, and I was like, what? So she ended up put it in a purse, and that was it. We left.
That's awesome.
That was my first book. I still have it to this day, and I swear I thought it was over there. No, I think I put it in a box, but that was one of my first comics ever.
Cool.
And like I said, it was really funny. But I still have that, and like I said, it was Captain America versus the Asthma Monster. So if you look it up, you'll find it. But here, let me show you this real quick. This is again Universal Monsters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's a comic book.
Oh, sick!
Yeah. So this is one of my favorite books in my collection. I will eventually. Oh, I love the pumpkins. It came out for Halloween, and but this is something I definitely eventually will get probably graded. But isn't that dope? I mean,
That's
that is
so awesome.
So cover. So anyway, so yeah, let me put this back in my but yeah, that was my first. Because like I said, my mom, and it's funny because I can't believe that I kept it all these years. So, but that was my first one that I've ever owned. So, because like I said in the earlier, I used to go to the library for everything. I never really had my own, I grew up with, very small town, not a lot of money, so library was one of the, library's free, and you have to be quiet in there. So that was another reason why my mom brought us. But yeah, so yeah, it's
I like the old PSA. I remember when I was in 6th grade. There was they all came in their class. It was during the Just Say No Nancy Reagan era, and they handed out a Teen Titans book. I believe George Perez drew it, and it was this kids the Teen Titans are stopping these kids from doing drugs, or telling these kids about the dangers of smoking weed at a young age and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And 1989, it might have been 1989.
I have that one. It's presented by Keeblers.
I'm looking to get another. I'm going to look up and find another copy of it. But these have that, and then there's another one that McFarlane did. I have a copy of it. It's called something. I can't remember what it's called, but he did one. It was Spider-Man. It was something. It was 87, I think. Missing Bars. Yeah, I think that's about right. I need to find a copy of that again. And no, it was called something in Canada. It's some Canadian city, and I can't remember the name of it. But it was something Terror in Toronto or something. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it. They got Phil. Phil always comes up with the outside the box questions. What's Roscoe's favorite eggs?
I hate eggs. All eggs. This is the Paul and the 619 is going live. This is the Asthma Monster versus Captain America. This was my first book. The Asthma Monster.
Cool. The Asthma Monster looks pretty damn mean.
Right? He you know, and it was funny. He looked like here you go, zoom in. He looked like Swamp Thing. Like,
yeah, it looks like Swamp Thing's evil brother or something.
Yeah. But he had like this weird kind of like froggy looking face too. So it was like, I don't know. But it was but I loved it. I hate eggs.
Hey, you're not the only one that don't like eggs. My cousin, you know what he would tell me about eggs? And he just to try to gross us out, because I don't eat eggs. They're like dead baby chickens. And I was like, okay, I thank you. I don't want any eggs now.
I always say well, eggs are, I don't like eggs, but what the worst is, yep, that was 87. You're right, Mr. Mars. Yep. The worst though is deviled eggs, because I hate mustard. I hate mustard too. So if you put eggs with no. So I always tell them, I'm like, oh yeah, I got a place for those. It's in the garbage.
You know what's weird about deviled eggs is the consistency of it. It's like, you know what I mean? Like the texture, it messes with me. It's like, it's the same thing with like, you know what? Speaking of, I got Halloween around the corner. Halloween's around the corner. And like, another thing that bothers me is circus peanuts. The candy. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know why anybody would eat circus peanuts candy. Before we go, I'm going to tell everybody what's going on this week. So tomorrow, Thursday. No, I'm sorry. I changed it to Fridays. But Thursday we have the Comic Lounge, and Roscoe, you're invited if you ever want to stop by. 7 p.m. Eastern. I put the link in my group chat. So we always hang out and talk. Last time it was like 7 hours and 45 minutes. It usually doesn't go that long though. And then, of course, Halloween month started. I started it off Monday, and we're doing scary movies all month long. So coming up Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for my show Good Cinema on Fridays, we'll be reviewing Bram Stoker's Dracula, starring Gary Oldman and Winona Ryder, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. And then I got the Sunday show, and we'll be talking about the new Punisher series for Marvel Knights, drawn and I think written by Dan Panosian. So, and then just remember the horror month, like I said, it's coming up all month. And here are the movies we'll be reviewing. We already reviewed Shopping Mall Monday. And then, so then we'll be doing Bram Stoker's Dracula Friday. The next Monday, we'll be reviewing Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf. And then for Good Cinema next week, I'll be reviewing Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper. So, everybody, if you like spooky movies, it's spooky season. It's my favorite time of the year. Football season starting. And, Missy Mars is right. Circus peanuts are not candy. And Phil's Treehouse said that Circus Peanuts used to be a stage name. Of course, Phil has went by several different stage names. He's went by several different stage names. But, hey, Roscoe, why don't you tell everybody what you got going on before we head out?
Oh, man. Just keep an eye out for my channel, Geek Out with Roscoe. I really haven't been posting much, but that's going to change here within the next couple months. By the way, I've been trying to put my email into the chat, and for some reason, it's not allowing me.
Oh, put it in the private chat, and I'll put it in there.
Okay, yeah, because like it's weird. I can write hello and hey, but it's not. Anyway, yeah. So, what do I have coming up? Nothing crazy. I mean, just keep an eye out for my channel. Really, I'm gonna, I'm drawing. Trying to get commission stuff done. So, that's it right there, brother. If you can see that.
Okay.
Back chat.
Okay.
But yeah. So I mean, just basically keep an eye out for me. Keep an eye if you have my Instagram. you know, but maybe, you know, I should be posting, you know, if nobody has Instagram, maybe I should be posting more of my artwork, like, because I saw that I can post on YouTube. I didn't know that. Like, I think I did it one time, and now it came up and it was like, hey, post again. And I was like, oh, I forgot I could do this. So I may start posting like my artwork more on and doing shorts of my artwork on YouTube. So yeah,
I think your Instagram is in the link to the description of this, but I'm going to drop it in the chat.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, but again, if I don't know why, it's weird. Every time I put my email in there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's it right there.
There you go. I got it in there.
That's my email. So yeah, Miss Mars, hit me up. Let me know if you're in. You know, I'll shoot you over some pictures and stuff of what I have available. We can go from there. But again, yeah, nothing too crazy. You know, I want to start popping up more on Instagram, on YouTube, and I want to try and make Matt's. Oh my goodness, Mark's, morning show. I want to try and make one of those. You know, I miss doing that. But you know what? I was just thinking this before I came on, Matt, and I'm glad I just remembered. But keep an eye out for my channel, because I have like packages from people in the community that I haven't opened because I wanted to open it up on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And so I have like packages because I moved to South Carolina recently, and so I'm trying to get everything in groove. But keep an eye out for my channel, because I'm going to do some unboxing of some cool stuff. Something even Phil in the chat right now has sent me, and I have never opened, and still sitting over there staring at me right there. But yeah, I have a bunch of different stuff. So keep an eye out for my channel, Geek Out with Roscoe. All right. Oh, and then Friday, I'm hoping maybe to do Izzy. If anyone knows Izzyverse NYC, Friday he's going to start doing some. I mean, I stole it from Phil. No, but I think he's going to start doing a sketchy show. So I'm going to try and make that in the afternoons and draw on there and have a good time.
Oh, sounds good. All right, my man. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I'd like to thank my guest, Roscoe, for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Don't forget Comics Curing Cancer, October 24th through the 26th. If you're going to donate something, you better do it the next few days, because it's getting really close, 0 hour. If you can't afford to donate anything or purchase anything, please help us promote it, because cancer sucks, and we need to Hulk smash it out into oblivion. But until next time, true believers, remember what Uncle Stan always said: Excelsior!
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.